Alright, y'all. So a couple of days have passed by since y'all fucked around and let this man win the thing. Okay? And it's time to speak in hard, cold facts and tell some stone cold truth. Fact number one. You bitches who carried y'all ass down to the polls and voted for Jill Stein, I don't fuck with y'all, okay? Because it's partly y'all fault that this man fucked around and won the thing. Okay? But for real, y'all, we've got to put our lives back together, and in thinking about how I'm supposed to move on, I had to ask myself, well, how is my life really impacted by what the hell just went on? And y'all, I got to tell some stone cold truths right now. I've been conscious of presidents and their applicable time years since the 4th grade. That's my first time remembering a president and what life was like under his presidency. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that my life or my family's life has changed much from president to president. My father had a job that he basically worked on for 30 plus years and retired. So his job was always intact. Our bills at the house were roughly always the same. You know, my mom worked at the same place. And and honestly and truly, they just had their 30-day monthly hustle. You know what I'm saying? Pay the bills and shit. You know, the first of the month, the clock started all over again, and we made it. I can't say, in my own personal experience, at any given point, under Clinton's administration, my life was so bad. Under Bush's administration, my life changed so drastically that I realized the drastic difference from the previous administration. And I honestly can't say that my life has changed much at all from Bush to Obama. Now, you know, yes, I'm smart enough to realize that from a macro perspective, these different people have put policies in place, you know, that have, you know, subsequently affected me in some manner. But really, when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, you know, how has your life changed, and how will your life change with Donald Trump being in office? Now, I will say this. When y'all fucked around and let Bush win the thing, okay, when that gas was $5 a gallon, that, I can honestly say, in my 33 years of life, was the one time that I could directly link what goes on in my day-to-day life to a president. I'll never forget, I had recently moved to Atlanta. I was, you know, making just enough money to live. I drove a Nissan Altima at that time, and I had to go put gas in my car, and that gas was $70 fucking to fill up my car. And during that time of my life, you know, a couple years out of college, entry-level career, $70 was the difference between if I ate or not, between pay periods. You know what I'm saying? I was used to putting $35, $40 in my car, and that $70 had hurt me. I couldn't wait till that man got his ass out the thing. Okay, that is the one time that I felt, you know, the repercussions of the economy. But beyond that, I look at Donald Trump being in office, and I'm just like, okay, realistically, how much can this man fuck up in 4 years? And I know the answer is a lot. But I'm going to tell you one thing about white people, because they are some crafty crackers, okay? Anything that white people is involved in, there is a fail-safe and a panic button somewhere. If y'all think good and well that this government gonna let Donald Trump get his ass in there and just completely run a damn muck, you got another thing coming. Trust and believe. The people who have curated this country and put this country together, there's a pamphlet or a manual somewhere with the contingency plan spelled out for what happens if we get a motherfucker like Donald Trump in office. So trust and believe, honey. The world ain't finna just turn upside down because this man done won the thing. You know what I'm saying? He gonna try to repeal some stuff, but let me tell you something. Just like Barack didn't get a whole lot, you know, done He finna fuck us nice and easy. Any changes this man make, they gonna be nice and easy. But let me tell y'all this. One thing about it, I'm going to give Donald Trump the respect that he did not give Barack Obama. And unfortunately, I think black people as a whole going to give Donald Trump the respect that a lot of white people did not give Barack Obama. And that's the respect of saying, you know what? You're our president, and we've got no choice but to work with you, because if you win, it's a win for all of us. And if you fail, it's a fail for all of us. Let me tell you something. Those racist, bigot folks that were anti-Obama, I can't believe, people's hatred can run so deep that they will cut off their nose to spite their face. Obama's, any failure that he had was a failure for the country, and subsequently a failure for us as individuals. So despite the fact that I do not like Donald Trump as an individual, I support him as a president at this point. I have no choice but to. I need this man to be successful as hell. I need him to make this economy boom. I need him to build jobs. I don't need him to build a wall, but I need him to work on foreign policy. I need him to succeed at all of these things. And God, all I can do is pray that his theory of these trickle-down economics will trickle down on my black ass in these next 4 years. I mean, y'all, that's the only option we really have. I prayed for him. I had a praying grandmama. I prayed for him. And I just hope that this man is successful. But I'm going to tell you something. Once again, African Americans are having to lead the charge on what it means to be classy, based, and resilient. Because I'm going to tell you something. I think once the dust settles, you're going to find that the minorities are going to end up giving Donald Trump and these Republicans a courtesy that you guys never extended Barack and the Democratic Party. See, it's y'all white Hillary supporters that's distraught. You privileged white folks, y'all all distraught, falling apart. Because see, y'all used to having shit going y'all way. Y'all used to being privileged. Y'all used to having everything handed to y'all. And this defeat is just monumental for y'all. Black people, man, it's just another day living in the hood. Just another day around the way. I'm feeling good today. Hey, I'm feeling lovely. Hey. For black folks and minorities, y'all, this is just another day around the hood. Listen, work gonna go on. Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. You see what I'm saying? It's just another day in the life for a lot of us. Welcome to the disenfranchisement that we feel daily. You know what I'm saying? We ain't tripping because black folks, we been at the bottom of the totem pole. We been at the receiving end of racist politics and institutionalized policies that try to keep it down. So, bitch, we ain't pressed. We know we gonna survive, baby. 400 years in the trenches, Jim Crow, and then now, and we, listen, this, dealing with Trump, that's the least of the things black folks worried about, that he don't worry the thing, because at the end of the day, we just whoop his ass. But I'm gonna tell you something, quiet as it's kept and real talk, the Latino population, y'all need to be worried about this man because he seems to have a wild hair up his ass for y'all. Somebody must have put too much sriracha in his goddamn taco and his bean burrito because he have it out for y'all. And I'm going to tell you something, and I don't mean this to be divisive. I love my Latino population and I love my Mexican population, but I'm going to tell y'all something. I need you guys to really come together and shake this country on a unified front when it comes to protesting, block economics, so on and so forth, because I guess there's no other way for me to say it other than to say it, but I feel like so many minority groups and ethnic groups have benefited off the coattail of black people's struggle and black people putting themselves on the front lines and getting rocks thrown at and dogs sick and hoses on them. I think so many people have, inadvertently reaped the benefits of us being on the front lines. And I don't know that black people can necessarily stand behind and say, oh, we've reaped so many benefits of the Latino population. taking the government to task. I just feel like for so long, the Latino population and a lot of other minority groups have ridden off of the coattails of the strides that black people have made in this country. There, I said it. And I'm not, that's how I feel. And forgive me for anyone I've offended with those statements, because God knows I'm being serious right now, and I tried to articulate that in the most delicate, way that I could, but it is how I feel. And, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm kind of sighing that he don't have a wild hair up his ass for black people right now. There's somebody else that he's picking on. And so, unfortunately, because you guys' issue, building a wall, that issue is not our issue, I don't think that you're going to have the momentum and the force of this whole, minority push behind you guys. I think, dealing with this president, members of the Latino population, you guys are going to have to kind of stand on your own when it comes to making changes in policy, so on and so forth, because the issues that he's pushing, at least on the surface, seem mutually exclusive to you guys. And so it's time for you to, to put your bean burritos where your mouth is. Andale, honey, because if not, they're going to be trying to send a whole bunch of your people back to their native country. Let me not even make jokes about that, because this is a serious matter. But anyway, y'all, put your hand on your mouth when you cough. It'll help the solution. All we can do is go with this. So, I say this. Spend the rest of the year being mad, posting your memes, telling your Donald Trump jokes, or whatever. But you know what? Get your mind right, get your hair right, and in 2017, you know what I'm saying? Just be in a mental, spiritual, emotional, and try to be in a financial place to ride these next 4 years through. But y'all, despite whatever, he's the president we got. We got to work with him, and let's just hope and pray. Pray to white Jesus. It's so funny because I rarely lean on white Jesus, but I really don't see no other way out of this situation except the supernatural way. Pray to white Jesus that it changed this man's heart, changed his mind, that where he's currently living right now, there's a leak in that old building, and his soul has got to move. And let's pray it move. So we don't all be somewhere singing, I told the storm, oh yes I did, pass. Storm, you can't last. Go away. I command you to move today. In order his steps. Y'all, I'm about to have a gospel concert, and let me get off the line. Bye.